Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so, as a side note, it should be noted that I think my cat has gone insane. So we'll be probably yelling at him a little bit this time around. Um, Good morning to everybody. Today is a short show. We've got to get out of here at 11:30. Looks like I've got my transmission bar is red. That's kind of sad. I think that means that I'm probably You believe me, right? I did an impersonation of myself. That's the one I'm the best at. Anyway, so we're going to start today. I actually have been going to this website called drawabox.com, and it talks about the fundamentals of art. And so I've been thinking I should do a little bit of a warm-up every day. It's probably good for me anyway. So we should probably get some good warm-ups going on here and things like that. So what this drawabox.com wants you to do is a number of practice exercises to keep your drawing skills going. So that's what we're going to work on today. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. If you look at the monitor here, what I have drawn on the monitor at this very point is just a blue line, right? When you draw, we really want to, and this is if all of you people who want to actually draw, we really want to try to draw from our shoulder, not from our wrist. Wrist is great, but wrist is for little teeny details like that one right there, or even details like this. But the range of motion for the hand is extremely limited. Good morning, Brent. The range of motion is extremely limited for the hand, so you want to move from the elbow or from the shoulder. So, you missed the first part here. I've been going to this place called drawabox.com. Here, I'll put it over on the computer. Weep, 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 like this. So it's drawabox.com. And this is sort of a basics 101. But one of the things that I have discovered is that he's absolutely right. Yeah, the guy who wrote this page has this. What it is he was a self-taught artist, and then he went to school. And when he went to school, he'd been drawing for years. And then he learned that he was missing some very basic skills. And he said it felt like he was drawing with one arm tied behind his back. So he made this website where he talks about the basic skills. The thing that's kind of interesting about this is that when he talks about these things, it's really sort of, he talks about them like they are, what was he saying? Anyway, the long and the short of it is he says that even experienced artists should learn these basics. And so I've been deciding that what I will do is I'm going to start each class just trying to do some of these basics as a warm-up. It'll help people who are watching, and there are other artists and things like that who you may want to join in or whatever. But it also will warm me up, which is good because, like I said yesterday, art is just like any other good muscle there. It's something you got to work on all the time. So, what we have done here is I've put a blue line in the middle. And all we're going to do is practice that. It should be easy, right? Let's see how that works. So, the blue line here that we're talking about, all I have to do is lift my elbow up and draw from my shoulder. That should be simple, right? Can't be that hard. How hard could this be, right? Now, the fella on drawonthebox.com is an art teacher now, and he says that you should do this on paper with a pen. Absolutely agree. We will do that. But right now my Mayline's all screwed up over here and everything like that, and so I have to do it on the monitor for just a couple of days until we get the new studio area over there set up, and that's coming up in a couple of days. So, okay, here we go. The idea is to not let the elbow touch the table and not let the wrist touch the monitor. The idea is to just draw a line and then draw it again. And to do this without touching the monitor, without touching the table, and letting my draw from the elbow. And you can see that, boy, this isn't as easy as it looks, huh? But boy, that looks nice. So let me tell you what else we're going to do, because I forgot to do it. If you're going to use this, like this computer here, the thing you really want to do there. You sure you want to remove the monitor? No, I don't. Okay, the thing you really want to make sure you do is when you turn on your pen, this right here, stabilizing, it's got to be off. Right? Because that's that's cheating. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh my god. Okay. 1, 2. Oh yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Two things that are observed here. One, it's clear turning off stabilization has a dramatic effect on the pen and how it can do its lines. Two, even though I haven't drawn from my shoulder since 2005 or something, I'm still doing pretty good from drawing from the shoulder. I'm actually pretty impressed. I thought I would have done far worse. So, those two things are positives, right? They're good things. Now we'll take this guy, make him like that. New raster layer, and we do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, It occurs to me, I now remember what he was saying. He was saying that when artists start to draw, they always do the glamorous stuff. It's always fun. Drawing is about fun. Drawing is about interesting things and drawing cute anime girls and, huge mecha and punching and fighting and all of this stuff. But the truth is, without basics, you're not going anywhere. It's like anything. Driving is a lot of fun. I love to drive cars. I used to do all kinds of interesting things that probably are terrifyingly illegal. But that's your kid days, Kids don't do that. But I mean, it's the same thing. If you don't know what an accelerator does and you don't know where the brakes are, then you can't drive. If you don't know what a steering wheel does, you have to learn all of these things. And driving is a good analogy. You can learn. Well, we'll get to perspective at some point, but I think that's lesson like 6. We'll get there. But if you learn to drive, you can learn what the pedals do, and you can learn what the steering wheel does, and you can learn that you need to be on the correct side of the road, which I know sometimes I have people from the UK, so I'm not going to say the right side of the road, because I also have people from Japan, and that's the left side of the road. So, anyway, you can learn to do all of these skills, and you can learn to do that, but that won't save you in a car accident. That won't save you in when somebody accidentally pulls out into traffic for you. Those are all basics that you need to learn. The ability to muscle memory, to dodge out of the way and keep out of traffic so that you don't dodge into a head-on collision trying to dodge out of the way of the guy to the right. That's all. That's all part of the basics of driving. And it's the same here. I certainly could just draw by putting my elbow down, my wrist down, and drawing. And I used to, a long time ago, used to really hate it, raising my monitor up. But there's a reason why artists put their canvas at an almost 90-degree angle. And it's a twofold reason. One is you don't get distorted. When I'm sitting like this and my angle's like this, my lines are distorted. They're not straight. And the second reason is it forces you to paint or draw from your shoulder, which is a smoother and much more controlled line. It's like this arm for the microphone. It also is a very controlled maneuver because of the fact that it's on an arm. Now, I mean, yes, when we shake the table, boy, it becomes like, it's like 5.6 on the Richter scale over there. And certainly you can see that whenever I go, ooh. Now everybody's sick, right? And that's just because the camera is on an arm. So the arm is shaky. So you have to be able to make the arm make the contact and hold the contact. So that's what we're working on. So I don't know why I'm going on about this, except that maybe somebody can find this useful. So we'll do one more set and then we'll get to work. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm tightening that up. I feel like that's tightening up that curve quite a bit. If we look at all of these different groups here, we've got this group, we've got this group, we've got this group. 1, 2, 3. I feel like by 3 we've got a lot. It's a lot darker. The darkness shows me that I'm zoning in. I'm leveling in. Now, not only is this exercise really good for artists, but he recommends doing this for a whole page. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 times. 17 or 18 times. So I would say what would be the best thing for this exercise for anybody who wants to use it, do 20 sets of 8. So 20 reps. And there's 8 lines to each. So I would get a piece of paper out, put a ruler down, and draw in pencil 20 lines. Then take your pen and you go over those without the ruler, obviously. Take the ruler away and you go over those lines 8 times each. So 20 reps of 8. That's good for you. It's good for you. Builds mad skills. Mad skills. All right. Let's move back to our illustration here. We have this ruler in here is a symmetry ruler. So we're on the drawing layer with a symmetry ruler on, which means anything on the right side of this ruler will be duplicated on the left, which allows me to put in all of that, and it works to both sides, and it even works either way. Symmetry rulers are great. Makes it extraordinarily easy to do things like this. Okay, now we've done that, we're going to go up here and we're going to put in his missile pack on the back. There we go. And then we will start with his little shield blade things. I already feel like my lines are just a little bit better. Not a lot. They still wobble, but they don't wobble as much. All right. Now we're going to put the arm joints in here, but we're not putting the arms in because they're asymmetrical. So I want to turn off my ruler before I do that. So I'm going to put in, undo. Let's get the right tool. Alright, then we can go in here and do this, this, and all of those guys vanish. Oh, hey, interesting that the eraser is not asymmetrical. Alright, the eraser is not symmetrical. That's fascinating. Would not have expected that. We also should probably turn back on our stabilization. And as much fun as it is to set a stabilization unit, and let's go ahead and do stuff like this. Okay, now that I've put the joint in for the shoulders, I'm going to go on ahead and put in a new layer. This will be a vector layer. And we're going to turn off of the symmetry ruler. And then this is going to be go. I still feel like those arms are just not gonna cut it. You know what I would think that'd be interesting in this particular picture would be to if you think about like the arms in a like the arms in a robot factory that that would be cool. I watched a video yesterday, as a side note, of the Tesla Gigafactory putting together Teslas down the road. It will be my thing. I'll get a Tesla someday. I will. I promise I will. Hey, Brent, have you ever read the book Kushiel's Dart by Jacqueline Carey? It's an interesting book. Well written. I really like Jacqueline Carey. I've met her once. We interviewed her for Geek Tank. But Kushiel's Dart is a good. The whole Kushiel series is one of those epic altar fantasies where it's a not not quite this, but the main character is a knowledge broker, and that's what he does. And he uses all manner of things to broker knowledge, including courtesans. So, well, I should say the main character is a courtesan who's been employed by this knowledge broker. But when you said that, I find everything useful. The knowledge broker's phrase is all information is useful. All knowledge is worth having. And so there's nothing that is not worth having. And I think that way a lot in the real world. I try to think that way a whole bunch because I keep thinking that's the way it really is all knowledge is worth having, right? Okay, let's go on ahead and let's try this. I'm going to try something more like an industrial car arm construction. Right? Looks much more daunting now. It's going to be that way. Alright. Some kind of futuristic weldy doodly wop. That's a technical term, man. Anyway, truly enjoy these books. That looks much better. This looks just meaner all the way around, right? I mean, this looks much more like something you don't want to mess with. Right? And we'll merge all of these guys together at some point here. one of the things that I have discovered in my life is that often the second round of things is better for me. So even though we had to go all the way back to the beginning with this particular piece, pretty much completely back to the beginning, I find this second run, did I really do that? I did. I find this second run to be a much better piece all the way around. And so I'm finding that this is a much more solid representation of what I feel to be a very the NVIDIA 3080. This is me dreaming of the NVIDIA 3080. I have a 1660, which is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Certainly not bad at all. It is really not bad. But I gotta say, all right, let's take a look at this. Oh, that looks much, much cooler. Yeah, and I will at some point in time get this thing up to the point where I can put $3 or $4 grand into a machine and upgrade it all the way up, because that's really what I want to do. But honestly, yeah, well, $3 or $4 grand. I actually think I'm probably going to put another 150 into this machine and get a couple of 16 gigabyte sticks of RAM. Because truthfully, as much as I love my gaming, I play Star Trek Online, and the 1660 is maxed out. Everything's maxed out on STO. And the 1660 isn't maxed out. The game's maxed out. I have reflections, I have realistic lighting, I have everything like that, but I'm an MMO player. And not only that, I'm an old school animator. I actually don't like it when it's above 28 frames a second, 30 frames a second. So I actually will often choke my games back to 30 frames because that looks more cinematic to me. It feels better. And that's great. The computer's like, I don't have to put out 120 frames every second. Hey, great. You don't have to worry about it. It's not you I'm talking to. I get the 3070. The only thing is, recently I have gotten involved in these Unity hybrid games. They're not games, they're sandboxes. And they were the one that I first got into is very much designed for virtual naughtiness, and I'm not interested in that. I can use it for different things. One of them is they've taken, and it's fascinating to me, they've taken the DAZ models out of DAZ Studio, put them into a Unity environment, added all kinds of things to them so that they can animate their morphs and things like that. But it allows them here are these DAZ Studio models that I have been using forever to pre-draw scenes here. But the way that they put them in there, they've got gravity, they've got weight, and they breathe, which means that the every frame, any given frame that you pull out of there, they've got much more motion and they move better. And so I've been wondering whether I couldn't use that for pivoting here. But that requires having some pretty hot Unity power. I mean, I've got to be able to get the Unity engine to run at full speed because it's got so many little bits and pieces, and all those little morphs are moving the mesh. And the breathing is moving the mesh, and moving, the body is moving back and forth and rocking a little bit, and the head's turning and looking and things like that. And there's expressions and things like that. It's fascinating to me. The truth of the matter is, I know what people really want to use this for. That's their business, and I'm okay with that. That's totally fine. That's not what I'm going to do with it, but that's okay with that. I don't have a problem with it. So that's the only real thing that makes me want to push my video card out. But at the moment, I don't even know how to use this thing. So it's a sandbox. You can do anything with it. And so I don't even know how to do that. And I don't have my models ready yet. Like, I just got the bridge from DAZ to Unity, which allows me to export the models from DAZ to Unity, which is great. Because I can go from Blender to DAZ, set the frame, or set the stage, like maybe the bridge, set up the 3D model for the bridge, and then export that as a Unity, and then see if I can't put that into this simulator thing, this sandbox. I'm horribly curious about that. It's a thing. So, okay. But that's the only reason I could think of to get the 3080 and to future-proof my computer. I mean, really, in 5 years, having a 3080, they're going to be like, you only have a 3080? What kind of, well, that's a miserably slow computer. Yeah. And it's not like I haven't considered Elite Dangerous and some of those others that are seriously hogs. They hog everything. I have considered it. Okay, going on here, we're going to put in the other arm too. And I'm doing everything on different layers, and I know this is like, I can't see anything. You will. You'll be able to. So just hold on real quick. I'm going to do that. Come out like this. And this arm, I feel like is a different tool. So like a cutter. Right. It's just cutting. I'm curious if I were to go all the way down to this primary layer. Look at that. Nope. I had wondered. Clip Studio is smart. Damn. All right. So it understands all of the different spots here, which I did not expect that. Wow. Much more powerful than I expected it to be. So, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, Clip Studio is aware and cognizant of the lines underneath here. So, each layer here has a different set of lines under it, and Clip Studio is aware of those lines. That's pretty cool. Which now means that I can do this. Right? Because it's anything that's underneath here. Welcome to the jungle, guys. So now we can get all the lines underneath the scorpion out as well. Which is way cool. Look at that. That's amazing. That is way cool. All right. Okay. Now we're going to take all of these layers and merge them together once I'm sure that I'm happy with all of this. I think I'm pretty sure about that. I feel like they all could be one layer at this point. Pretty close to it anyway. Let's fix this guy. A couple of things I want to do before we do that, because once we do, there's no coming back from this. Right, so we're going to make sure that you've got everything under control over here. All I'm doing here is just making sure that every piece of this little bit, while I've still got all of this stuff in vector, is still good. right. I feel like that's pretty good right there. Let's go on ahead and then do this. Work. Now, it's all together. Let's go to our ruler. We'll delete our symmetrical ruler. Let's delete our symmetrical ruler from here. Okay. Because we don't want symmetrical anymore. Okay. Now that that's done, let's talk a little bit about this particular bot. Because we want to... Is it rasterized? Who knows? Does anybody know? I don't know. Yep, it's rasterized. Okay. Now that it's rasterized, I can go through with this and go like this. Nope. Nope. I think I would have learned my lesson the other direction. Apparently not. Nope. Alright. There we go. Work, work. Work. Alright. Now I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Did I catch a white layer underneath there? I did. Damn it. Yeah, that's alright. Not that worried. I am now if I do that. Don't do that. Hey Doc, it hurts when I do this. Don't do that. All right. Now I'm going to make the Scorpion bot be mostly white-like. I'm going to make our Robobot here be mostly black-like. You've seen what we were talking about that before. Talking about like this. There we go. We're just putting in some black line to really make it look dark and sinister back here. Alright, so just putting in, I'm actually going to go ahead and connect this up like this. This is reflection and shine, just making it so that you can easily see the bottom half of this big robot behind him. He's effectively a shadow behind our Scorpion bot here. Alright. Let's do that. Yeah, let's turn that.
Make sure we have everything sealed in. There we go. Much better. Yeah, it's important. Okay. I'll get this part too. Can't believe that I'm rooting for the insect, but we're rooting for the insect. There we go. Just so we don't lose track of that. We don't want to lose track of that. No, 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 no. There we go. All right. Now, taking some of this stuff and just making it like that. Makes it look like there's things back there, widgets, whatever. Certainly a viable like this. Okay. Hand it to me.
You've made the 5 billion search, and I'm confused about that one.
Yeah, that's not. This is definitely spam.
Okay. Cool.
I'm glad you didn't click on anything.
I did not because I was not sure that it was spam or not.
Good job.
And I couldn't hover over the links to see if they were spam links because there are no links.
You did good. Now that's part of it right here.
Yeah?
Yep, because you're using this page. This page is probably going to be full of spam.
Okay.
So be aware of that. Sorry, guys. Although I am much happier that he comes in and checks these things with me. That could be far more disastrous if he just clicked on things randomly. I remember being a kid and having to, oh look, I'm the 5 millionth customer. If I just click this, oh, my computer is completely destroyed. I remember that a lot. But I'd rather he came in here and got help than ended up getting spammed. All right. There we go. I'm just going ahead and I'm blocking these on in like this. course, what my son was just talking about was actually Virus Central. And it's kind of a bummer that they don't actually manage to snag. I mean, all they're going to do is make him not able to do his homework. Which, that didn't help any. They locked him out of his little Chromebook. And that's not going to damage anybody. Certainly not going to get any money out of it. It's just kind of sad. I mean, not sad that they won't get any money out of it. Just sad that that's what they capture. I think they're really after my dad, is who they're really after. He's got money, and then they can ransomware his computer. And I get that. I mean, not happy with it, of course. But at least I can understand the logic. Really? All because that's not sealed back here? Work. Definitely, it's looking much more sinister. Like our poor little scorpion guy here in the front. Not going to end well on this one. Aw. And that just gives the implication it has a single really nasty eye. Like, looking at you. Righty. Now let's talk a little bit about getting this in here to make it just look a little bit more shiny. There we go. Like that. We're just adding darkness to this guy. Like he's got the dark side of the bot. It's like the dark side of the moon, but with a whole lot less Floyd. It's kind of more Styx territory. Oh man, music jokes. I just made a whole bunch of music jokes. I'm pretty proud of myself for those, I'm just saying. I'll sit here and bask for a minute. All of my calendars are reminding me that as of today I would have been moving into moving into the hotel for NDK. And I can't do that because of COVID. So that's kind of sad. This weekend would have been an NDK weekend. And I'm kind of bummed that that's not happening. So, there's that. So, yeah, well, you know. Nothing we can do about it. It doesn't stop me from moping. I'm gonna mope. Really do miss the convention circuit. Oh man. I am looking forward to getting back into the convention circuit. Those of you that are wondering, I do often go to conventions. There we go. That looks pretty cool, actually. I'm pretty pleased with that. Looks pretty badass. Just saying. Just saying. We need to also do this guy. So that this guy and this guy work. Big robot of doom standing over our scorpion bot here. Our scorpion bot's not doing so good today. Guess the ground didn't go all the way out. That's fine. I'll make it do that. Work. Okay. No. There we go. That looks even better. All right. Now he's starting to look pretty scary looking. Alright. Some big monstrous thing standing behind here. Going, well, I'm gonna kill you, Lotsley. And our little scorpion bot's like, well, I'm going to fight you, Lotsley. And that's the way it's going to be. And the main character in this book is like noping out of this one. I'm just going to nope right out of it. Okay, we'll be done here in just a few minutes. Do another 30 minutes or so show today. Have to return library books and retrieve things that were left in the classroom last year. This is our job today. work of a parent is never done, and that's apparent. It's apparent that the work of a parent is never done, right? I think I'm clever. Undo. There we go. Just giving it something dark to make it look menacing and nasty. I feel like I should make these arms into various, just very nasty looking dark spots. There we go. I'm just going ahead and fill that in black. And this one black. And that black. So everything just black. Looks all dark, and you can't tell what's going on in this thing at all. And I like that. It's looking scary and sinister. The way it should. We're rooting for the insect. Don't tell me, don't ask me why. We're rooting for the insect, but we're rooting for the insect. Though, to be fair, scorpions are actually arachnids, so we're rooting for the spider. I don't know if that's much better, but we should always strive to be accurate. All right. Get this in here. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. So, all we're doing here is just putting in the last little touches on the black lining here. There we go, just like that. And what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to kind of give some definition out there like that. That arm's going to be back there and you're not going to be able to see it easily. And there we go. So that guy's in the back, being pretty dark. Let's get the rest of these little bits and pieces in. About 15 minutes remaining today. So just like that. I'm just straightening this out a little. I'm going to straighten through here too. There we go. Now, when I put in these lines and things like that, I'm presuming that all of these lines are somewhat armored, because, I mean, really, or that the robots are stupid, one of the two. Because, I mean, these lines would be what I aim straight for. Maybe I've played too much MechWarrior. I don't know. There we go. Looking pretty nasty here. Things are not looking up for our little scorpion bot here. Right. Now what I'm going to do is go here, add a new raster layer. We're just going to not write anything because we're on the wrong color. We're still not writing anything because we're on the wrong color. Or is that behind? Oh, that's behind. We've got to remember that one of the things we've made a mistake on was to put put this layer, this front layer, is on a it's got white now behind it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do this. Right? Then I can go, oh man, I put on the wrong layer. You've got to stop. But why? You're on the wrong layer. There we go. I'm going to take this guy, right? And now we've got these, like, I don't know, whatever, flamey things. Don't ask me. I don't know. Now we're going to take that, we're going to take this guy here, we're actually going to take him off of multiply and put him on normal. And then we'll take the magic wand tool. We're going to go around the outside. We're going to just delete this white that's in here. And all we're doing is just getting rid of the white that's in the middle. So what we have is a complete outside edge of the bot. Then when we turn that on, we end up with something really cool behind him without needing to worry too much about it. Right? And now we're in pretty cool kick butt land. And this guy can be 50% like this, or even 70%. And still stand out quite a bit. And that works. I actually feel like I'm going to take this guy right here. There we go. Now you definitely have the feel of what's going on here. We've got some kind of horrible battle mech thing going on. Right? So then we're going to take this back layer. I'm going to do the same thing with it. I'm going to make it all black like this, but then I'm going to take it down. Right? There we go. This tells me a lot of what's going on in this picture, though, and I can see already that I have a few problems with it going on, and that's okay. I'm going to have to go in here, and we're going to have to fix some stuff. Things where clearly our bot didn't fill in right here, right? That needs to go in. And this guy, right? There we go. Now I'm feeling a whole lot better about this particular piece. Right? There. I feel like over here probably is open to like what's going on. I'm open to what's going on. So let's plug that in. Go in here and patch up one leg. There we go. Alrighty. We'll go in here and tap that and hit delete. And that way he's whatever's going on behind him now works. Alright. And I feel like Elio 1 here is ready to rock and roll. Feeling like this piece is really good. I still feel kind of like I want something down here, but I haven't figured out what it is yet. So we'll get there. But I think this works just fine, certainly. And I think that I will go on ahead and submit this to Ron and see what Ron and Rob, who's the art directors, see what they think of the newer version of this particular piece. So we'll give that a shot. In the meantime, let's save it. And then we will go on ahead and do what needs to be done there on this one. So that works weeks for me. So yeah, we're gonna break a little early today so that I can go get, I gotta go to Target, and we've got to also do the school thing, and we have to do all of that before 1 o'clock. So any run up that I can do to get in there and do that, that is great in my book. So okay guys, thanks for hanging with me today. I really appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Star Trek Day tomorrow. Just saying, don't forget to watch your Lower Decks and keep your eyes on the stars.